Nicky got me rolling, got me shaking, got me aching, got me twitching, got me snitching, got me making a fuss. Nicky got me bowled over his shoulder, got me slapping, got me whacking, got me smacking my lips. Oh, Nicolas Cage, oh, Nicolas Cage, he's an international treasure of ours, yeah.
I have figured out an easier way of doing it. I haven't done yet, but I don't wanna. I just don't. I want to bring the mic and nothing else.
No, you don't. You don't want to. And you know who else doesn't want to?
The mic is off.
Any of
Oh, it's on. Sorry, yeah.
It's on, yeah.
No, it's
False
not.
positive.
Is it?
Yeah, it's going right.
Nicolas Cage, International Treasure. Welcome back. Episode 3. How are we doing tonight?
I'm feeling pretty professional.
I had to go and get more clothes because I was fucking chafing.
Stinky
I
bastard.
was chafing.
I hate chafing.
Fair
Chafing is
enough.
the worst.
Yeah.
I'll get the baby powder down there, or like some pseudo cream.
Powder
You know
you up
talcum
like you're going
powder,
to
right?
Gimson.
The place where they mine talc is almost always the same mines where they mine.
mine talc.
Yeah, it's a mineral.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know.
So
that.
like they just,
Yeah, it's the
Smack
same
it.
place
and then they just start
where
with
they
it.
mine the horrible mineral that I've suddenly forgotten the name of.
Lithium.
No, it's
uranium.
asbestos.
asbestos. They mine asbestos in
Why
the
do you
same
What
mine
do
mine.
they
it? Why
use
do you
asbestos
why do you
for
mine
now?
asbestos? That's like the thing you should
Surely
stay away
that's
from.
outdated by now.
Right. It's just the way the mines are geologically.
Just so weird.
Is
Just
that there is
where the-
often asbestos
where
in the
the
same
rock-
places as you mine talc.
Where the rock grows.
I'm sure they still have uses for
It's just
asbestos.
warehouses.
Pretty
It's
sure
a
the
warehouse.
rock grew up in Hawaii.
Shut up. Anyway, but the thing is that most of the talcum powder, baby powder that you buy, has a non-0% amount of asbestos in it because they can't get rid of it.
You know what else had a non 0% amount of asbestos in it?
Was it G-Force?
G-Force. The
By I don't fucking know.
the 2009 Disney film directed by Yoke Yeatman,
This
Yo-
was a Disney
Yeatman.
film.
written. I'm doing my fucking intro.
Sorry.
What do you want to say?
It was based on an idea by his child.
Aw, that's more wholesome.
His child came up with the idea when they were 5 years old, and he
Did
said,
they have
Make
guinea
a
pigs?
film get made these days.
"He's fucking 5
If
years
you've got.
I mean,
His 5-year-old went
Oh,
up and was
okay,
like,
Beaton, as the scriptwriter of the group, if Lila pitched you an idea for a film,
"No,
would
if
you develop it?
Yeah,
I-
sure.
without the
Yeah.
idea."
So where's the weird?
No, but without the idea of G-Force being a movie, if Lila came up to you and was like, "I want to make a movie that's spy guinea pigs," would you say it?
That's fucking genius.
Yeah,
There
it
you
was genius. It made money.
And apparently Hoyt Yeatman thought it was, and they brought in the Yibberleys to write it. Cormac Yibberley and Marianne Yibberley did the screenplay. Hoyt Yeatman did the story, but not Hoyt Yeatman, his son or daughter or other. It starred the one and only Nicolas Cage,
Mm-hmm.
Will Arnett, Sam Rockwell, Penelope Cruz, Zach Galifianakis, and a whole host of other characters, including Tracy Morgan.
And
And
did you not say Nicolas Cage?
I said
There's
Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage
Cage.
at the start.
And Nicolas Cage, of course. Yeah.
And Bill Nye.
Bill
Bill
Nye's
Nye,
there collecting a paycheck.
Wait, what? Who was he?
He was the bad guy.
He wasn't the bad guy.
Yeah, well,
Well,
kind
he
of.
thought
They,
he
yeah,
they made
he-
out to believe that he is
Yeah.
the bad guy. Yeah.
he was the guy who owned the corporation.
That's not Bill Nye.
Not
Yes.
Bill Nye the science guy,
Bill
but
Nye.
Bill Nye the
Nye.
British actors and Hitchhikers and Love Actually and a whole host of other fucking films. Shaun of the Dead.
We
No.
have,
No. Bill Nye is the science guy.
No,
But now he's somewhere had
there's
this
two.
movie.
There can't be two.
There is, and I'm afraid that Bill Nye in this one was the beloved British actor. Bill Nye.
Yeah, fuck Bill Nye the science guy.
Why?
Because he's fucking lying to everyone.
About what?
He's an engineer.
Because he.
He is an engineer. You're correct.
He
Okay.
doesn't have a science degree. Fuck off.
You know what engineering is?
Technically, science is good, but
It's applied science.
still fucking science in the name though.
Just like applied maths is definitely maths.
Well, applied maths is physics.
Let's get a bit more mood in here.
Too much
Just
mood.
there's darkness.
Now it's dark. Was it
For
better
our
before?
audio-only
You
listeners,
could hear the switch.
yeah. Nathan has turned off and on a lamp that has
Gives us all light to
blinded us
see.
both ways.
What do we think of the film?
Anyway, yeah. So, sorry.
It was fun.
Oh, okay.
What would you like to say about applied maths and engineering?
Okay,
John?
look. It's a saying, right? Applied maths is physics. Applied physics is chemistry. Applied chemistry is biology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Does it
Is
matter?
applied all of that is engineering.
Does one like insinuate a certain amount of intelligence applied to the other?
No.
So why are you bringing up the difference?
All right, fine. We'll talk about guinea pigs. All right.
Do you know who? Do you know? Speaking of intelligence, do you know who's very intelligent in this? Nicolas Cage's character, Speckles.
Yeah.
It
Who I
took,
didn't
it took me a good
recognise
fucking
as-
like 10 minutes to figure out.
Oh, I
I
recognize
had
right
to
away.
look at the Amazon notes to figure out it was him playing Nicolas Cage.
Mainly because he's talking
Nicholas
like this in
Speckles
the
the
film.
Mole playing Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Speckles the Mole, a renowned Hollywood animal playing. What would you like to say?
I have a fact.
Okay.
Trivia point.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. So the voice that Nicolas Cage uses for the mole is the voice he talks to himself in when he's in a bad mood and he's trying to calm himself down. So originally he didn't want to do it because they asked him to originally play as a guinea pig, and he said because they brought the idea up when he was filming National Treasure, second one I think, or the first one.
Yeah, it would have been.
And he believed then the pitch they gave to him was that, do you want to be a guinea pig? And he went, supposedly laughed and said no. And then they're like, well, you can be a mole, and he was like, I'll be a mole.
I like the sound of a mole.
Yes. So he then was like, so they wanted a voice for it, and they were going to just, you know, the way they done it in Alvin and the Chipmunks, where they just like
Pitch shifted.
pitched it.
Yeah.
He didn't want that. He wanted to have his own spin on it. So he thought of one of the
Good, because that would
voices.
have been fucking terrible.
Yes.
it would've
Yeah.
been
So he wanted the
obnoxious.
voice that he talks to himself in when he's in a bad mood and he's angry with himself and he's down and he wants to get himself out of there. So now when he in that state of mood, all he imagines himself is Speckles the mole.
As a mole.
Yeah.
He must have changed it after
Do you know that sounds fucking psychotic?
No,
He does.
he's
the
not
fact that
changed
he's-
that at all. He's the same.
The fact that he's just like, if he's ever in a bad mood, I just kind of picture him just looking at himself in the mirror saying, Nicholas, why are you in a bad mood? You need to cheer yourself up now, son.
Wait. Are you saying that his voice in that was not edited at all?
I mean, there's probably some editing to
I
it.
was
But-
sure it was pitch shifted to something.
No,
there
not at all.
wasn't. There wasn't any.
Wait, so he was just putting that on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That, he changed the tone of his voice, as he said.
like this.
He said in an interview with MTV.
Speckles.
That's horrible.
It is a bit, and I didn't recognize it.
But at least it's more genuine in performance.
I was fucking, his voice was hilarious. Like, I
He
was
tried. Like,
when I,
Well, no, yeah, he had some really good cageisms, I'd say.
Yeah, there
You-
was the nudes. Nudes.
yeah,
that was one
I
of
had a
those.
couple, but I'll save it for the.
How
for-
about we
for the-
spoil them all before you get to Daniel?
No, but
I can't think of any.
Underground.
You're fucking sip your fucking rum. Yeah.
Hey, Wait, what's the setting of Nicolas Cage's podcast? Right? Where are we right now?
We're in
our
Nicolas
flat.
Cage's house.
Oh, right.
Oh,
We're
right,
underneath- we're
yeah, we're in
underneath
his
his house.
basement or in
Yeah.
the crawl
And
spaces.
he hasn't given permission for this.
No.
We sneak in every time.
Yeah.
It's when he's out filming, and then we clear up all the stuff and leave, so he doesn't realise. We're actually using Nicolas Cage's mic.
we have to get into the mind of Nicolas Cage.
And he soundproofed this room suspiciously because he never hears us.
It is weird that there's a lot of locks on the door.
Yeah.
A lot of locks.
What if
And a feeding.
what if the
a
setting
feeding
is
slot.
kind of like
Yeah, it's like one of those, like things you control by your phone to feed your dog when you're out, like in here.
Yeah.
It just sort of drops out rum, and we like lap it out.
what if the setting is actually kind of like a being John Malkovich type thing, in that we're actually inside Nicolas Cage's head right now, just watching him go about his.
Where's
his
little
daily-
inside out voices?
Nah, I can't imagine us as facets of Nicolas Cage in any way.
We're not talented enough.
Yeah.
Whoa. If you put a mind step,
We could recreate every Nicolas Cage moment.
yeah.
Even
Without knowing those
If
moments
that's what
ahead
the
of
people
time.
want, we will do it. We will spend weeks upon weeks recreating the best Nicolas Cage moments. See,
We can try.
We can green screen ourselves into every single.
Vampire's Kiss and recreate the alphabet.
What, just like face app
Wait,
ourselves
they
onto-
never just go.
What's the film where he
away.
paints himself black? Like not blackface, but
Just
he
black.
paints himself in black paint
Never.
in like a manic outburst. Because it's not in Vampire's Kiss, and I thought it would be in.
Well, he manically drinks in Mandy.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
that's
that.
what
He properly just like smears paint all over
Wait,
himself. In a
maybe
film.
it was Mandy.
We'll get there. We'll find it one day.
in the
It
next
wasn't
3
Mandy.
years.
It
we'll-
wasn't Mandy. It was like it was filmed in like the 80s or something. It's in a compilation of
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage losing his shit. I think. It's
Oh, of
called.
course.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a movie. It was just him in real life. Some like reporters outside his window, and you just see Nicolas Cage in his living room.
That would be incredible, though. What a therapeutic experience, like a mud bath, but you're doing it yourself while screaming to the heavens about your internal pain.
Of course.
So therapeutic, as I said. So,
So
peaceful.
bespoke. So lovely.
Shut up, hipster.
You started it.
You said
I was
bespoke.
going on to your bit. Don't
No.
turn it around on me. What's
It
the
was-
first rule of improv, John?
Yes, and.
Yes, and.
Yes, and. Don't do that hipster shit on me.
I was just going to say I was very fucking relieved when I saw Bill Nye and I was like, okay, Bill Nye's in this. Right, what's this going to be? And then I was thinking, oh no, this is set in America. They're not going to have Bill Nye speaking in an American accent.
No, he does like
No.
a Londoner.
No, he goes like more Bill Nye than Bill Nye.
I just wanted to take the world over.
I just wanted the machine to communicate.
I just wanted to make my coffee machine make a nice espresso.
It's funny though, like, because the original evil plan of all the machines communicating to each other across the world is our reality.
Oh.
Yeah, but like, are you?
And you called me a hipster.
No, are you familiar with Internet of Things? Because that's what that is. It's appliances having microchips and like modern appliances being connected to the internet and communicating with each other like
Yeah.
when they don't need to. That's the same thing as Saberling's product and his old villain thing. Yes, later in the film it's stretched out to a whole dramatized fucking magnets,
Take out
nodes, and Kessler syndrome. But, you know, it like the original premise of the film about all the devices being connected is very funny to me that exists now already.
2009.
Yeah,
So what was going on in 2009? What did we have then?
the financial crisis.
Yeah, but technology-wise, did we have 3D TVs yet?
No, that was like the 2014s. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was about then. So maybe all we had was HD TVs.
I saw like we had box TVs back then in 2009.
About, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they
And
weren't selling them anymore.
Okay,
but
well,
No,
yeah,
I
people
still had one when I was in
Yeah, that's what I mean.
2009,
People
yeah.
still had them, but they weren't selling them. I don't think.
So
What-
this whole technology thing was still a bit scary.
Yeah, what tech things did we have? We had the NASA's Ares rockets, tank bred tuna,
No,
The Mars
consumer technology. Daniel.
controller-free gaming.
Okay.
Controller-free game.
So PlayStation 3
The
and then-
Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
The AIDS vaccine,
Oh, that was nice.
the Mercury probe, the personal carbon
Mercury
footprint,
probe.
the handheld ultrasound.
Wasn't the Mercury the first orbital missions?
No, probe.
Yeah, no, it's a probe. It's
Yeah.
the first orbital mission.
Yeah,
ever.
it
So
is.
for the Americans, the manned ones was the Mercury.
The bladeless fan,
The Dyson fan.
the Nissan Leaf.
That bad electric car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was that like the first electric?
No,
No,
wasn't it like the Panda?
I don't know.
Oh no, sorry. Actually, they had electric cars like 100 years ago. It's just it was never.
Tesla.
Fuck. It wasn't
Tesla!
It wasn't Nikola Tesla. as far as I'm
Nikolai!
aware.
What was the 5 worst inventions?
Okay.
That's not helpful.
How did we find the film that we're here to talk about?
I really didn't like it.
The first
You didn't
one.
like it?
No.
You've
No?
talked nothing but praise about this film for like 5 years.
G-Force.
Yeah. All you've done is rant and rave about G-Force. In
Yes,
the podcast,
and
we never did.
I've
You would-
decided I hated it.
Okay.
Look, I've gone for a long emotional journey. Okay, I have thought about it. Maybe I was in a different mind.
Did you remember
frame
it as
of
one
mind.
thing, and then when you watched it again, we're like, okay, this was new? Because when I watched the first 5 minutes of it, going into it, can't remember what happened. Watched the intro of it when they're breaking into the house, and I remembered every single plot line, every single little comment. Because I used to have it on DVD and I used to watch it all the fucking time. So I remembered every single thing happened. I still enjoyed it though.
Yeah, not to that same degree.
I'm a sucker.
You sound obsessed, to be honest. But,
You got the
I maybe watched it twice in my entire life. Okay, the first time where I must have been quite young, maybe perhaps not long after it first came out. Which, who knows? When was the film made?
2009.
We were in
Yeah.
primary 6
Yeah, that's
Oh,
about
when it came
right.
out. Yeah.
I was 9.
Yeah, you were a small.
You were
maybe that's you have
couple
more
years
nostalgia.
younger than
Yeah.
us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
so I
the same age,
haven't watched
basically.
it since the first time. So I must have had this kind of, I forgot the exact word, but a more positive version of it in my
The
mind.
childlike wonder of seeing
still
animated guinea
think
pigs
Yeah.
partaking in
That
spy
said, though, I
activities.
think Wall-E came out not long after, or around the same time.
Possibly.
It's a fucking great film.
Is great.
Wall-E's amazing.
I think G-Force isn't bad though, especially for a Disney film.
It's
Like,
It's certainly not the
I
worst.
think
yeah.
in terms
animated
of
film.
cinema, it's a pretty trashy film. Because
lot of the jokes
it's for
are
kids.
horrible.
It's for kids. But do you know what? I actually enjoyed it. Like I'd watch it again.
it subverts tropes in action films, like when Sam Rockwell playing Darwin is leaving the pet shop cage, and there's the other character who's saying goodbye, and the other character is like, "Oh, I'll miss you," and Sam Rockwell's like, "Yeah, shut up," the whole time. That's a subversion of.
We're brothers, and he's like,
Yeah.
That doesn't
no,
feel
we're
like-
not. Stop that.
Well, that is no longer a subversion in modern media. That's pretty.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
Even still now, yeah, it is, because you see all the fucking Fast and Furious films.
Yeah, but they're not really. They're very tropey. They're ridiculously
yeah, but that's what
tropey.
people watch. That's what
okay,
people love.
I know, but I'm trying to put myself into the films of that era.
What
was
we
the
got?
tropes
The
then?
early Fast and Furious films.
All right, okay, enough of Fast and Furious.
And was I think Transformers. Was
Yeah,
I don't know when Transformers
I think
1
it was
came
it.
out. I think
Michael
no,
Bay
that
would
was
have made something shit around that time.
Yeah.
It was Disney's first ever animated / real time movie at the
Yeah.
same time.
No,
So
it wasn't.
it was.
Fucking
What about in
Mary Poppins.
This is the first Disney live action computer / animated hybrid. film.
Okay, sure, computer animated, but Mary Poppins has animation.
Yeah,
in it
but
as
that's-
but it's like the
well.
same
Drawn
time.
animation.
Drawn.
So?
There's a difference.
What's
There's
the
a difference.
What's the difference?
One's done with the aid of a computer. One's done by hand.
So?
Losing our minds.
It's fucking goddamn guinea
Who
pigs.
liked this film?
Me?
I mean, it was-
John.
It wasn't
John.
bad. It wasn't great.
Don't be a snob. It was a good film.
Don't call me a snob.
No, it's good to have differences, because otherwise every film we see will just be like, I quite liked it.
Yeah. Also, in terms of Nicolas Cage's performance, I really don't think he had enough.
No.
He didn't have enough space for expression
This is the
Yeah.
first
that we normally hope
film
for in a
I've
Nicolas
ever
Cage.
seen Nicolas Cage in where I've not seen Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
It's the first
Yeah.
It's the first animated film we've done in all the podcasts we've never done.
It's the only Nicolas Cage voice acting role.
Yeah. And he does
Because
well.
that's what it is. It's voice
And
acting.
you
And
don't recognise him as Nicolas Cage, and this
No.
is something I was thinking about when I was watching it.
I
is
mean,
that when
I did
watched-
right away.
I didn't. I had to look at it.
It was.
So did
It
I. I
was
had to
like the voice, while very different pitch wise, was very
I
Nicolas
was trying
Cage.
to find out which one was Nicolas Cage when they were all getting introduced, and none of them were there. But I had to look at the
IMDb.
the Amazon extras bit because we paid for this film.
It was on Disney Plus.
Yeah, we all paid
Um,
for
It was on
it.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used Disney.
I was
But
on
whenever
Disney
I watch
Plus.
Nicolas Cage, apart from a few when he's really Nicolas Cage, I always forget I'm watching him, despite his sort of extravagance and his flamboyancy. You see the character rather than the actor, which is
Well, the voice
something
actor, so.
that is difficult to see with big actors, because you see I often
Things
think
like Michael Caine.
Michael
people that are
Caine,
so recognisable.
Brad Pitt especially. When I see Brad Pitt acting, I see Brad Pitt. I don't see the character. Like him
No.
in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Like I see Brad Pitt, I don't see the character.
Ryan Reynolds has slightly turned into that recently. Every single character
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds plays is just Ryan Reynolds,
You
but
see-
with like a slight twist on it.
Well, I don't know if it's Ryan Reynolds because we don't know the guy personally, right?
Yeah.
Unless we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on my
But
fucking screen.
Nicolas Cage is one of these
But,
few
like,
actors
yes.
that's managed to sort of avoid a typecast because he's got such
It's
a wide
always a
variety.
bit mad, but he always fits the character, and you're always engrossed in the story rather than
Who he is.
yeah.
You don't go in. You go in for the name. But you also go in because you know it's going to be a story. Whereas if you go into again a Ryan Reynolds mode, you know you're going into Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, but in
He
Free
acts,
guy.
yes. The Ryan Reynolds, as we know him, acts in a very specific way,
Oh.
which is very almost breaking the fourth wall semi-regularly, or like making quite self-aware jokes in the premise of the film. If that's just how he's written, so he's based on his earlier roles, that's how he's typecast into there.
Yeah,
Although I'm pretty sure a lot of Ryan Reynolds' earlier roles are quite
I don't know.
different,
his
Yeah.
earlier roles are like
but I'm not familiar with.
you wouldn't go into being like, "Oh, this is Ryan Reynolds." It's just a guy acting.
Yeah.
But ever since Deadpool came out and he became like, well, he was always a household name before, but he's more of a name before after.
Mm.
He plays the same guy in every
Yeah,
single
he's
time.
he's now just a guy that makes like really sarcastic sort of.
Comedies.
I wonder though if that
Like,
is that does he aim for that or has he fallen?
Well,
into
he's
that?
He's
from what
fine.
from he seems exactly.
Although
like, either he's just playing a character all the time, or he's just like he's exactly the same in interviews as he is in his films.
What are you doing? Don't mess with the. audio
Because see,
stuff,
like, in,
bro.
have you guys seen The Proposal?
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
He's-
I've not seen the
He
proposal.
kind of wasn't. I think that was probably maybe before
No,
he sort of hit that thing. But yeah, now he's just he's just become the guy that makes like witty comments and he's very quick.
Yeah, and it's become a typecast type thing, and that's who he plays in real life as well. Even though he owns a Welsh football club with Rob McKinley.
What are they called? I just remember Wrexham. I just remember them like
They're doing pretty well this season, actually.
So Deadpool is 2016, and before that we have
the trailer, the 12 Days of Deadpool.
R.I.P.D.
Oh,
with
I
Jeff
kind of
Bridges.
enjoy that film.
It's shit.
I
It's
kind
so
of enjoy-
bad.
I kind of like it.
I love it that you like Ted. He's in Ted.
yeah, he was in Ted.
He's uncredited.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Green Lantern.
I feel like he had long hair.
Yeah.
Green Lantern's where his career went downhill.
Yeah, that was trash.
Oh yeah, he plays Deadpool, in
X-Men
Origins.
Wolverine.
That's also where
Which
his
was a
career went
complete
downhill.
bastardization.
He didn't have a good
of the
time for a
character.
while.
was
That
fuck-
said, though, his acting when he was, not the Deadpool version, but the precursor to Deadpool, Wade Wilson, I guess, was pretty typical Ryan Reynolds Deadpool acting. It was quite early, experience of that, because his acting during that film was very similar to what we see from him in the Deadpool films and more recently. That very sarcastic, very blasé kind of thing.
He was in Blade Trinity, and Mahershala Ali is now playing Blade in the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe. We haven't touched on the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet.
Does Blade? Is Blade?
Blade is Marvel.
But in what version?
It's the Morbius universe.
I haven't seen Morbius
is it
yet,
the Morbius
but I've heard
universe?
nothing but good things.
Wait, I have so much to say about that fucking film. I know it's nothing doing Nicolas Cage.
I
Right?
On you go.
haven't
But
seen it yet.
After seeing credits, is the funniest shit I have ever seen in my goddamn life. The whole film by itself is just a joke.
Yeah.
Matt Smith is the only thing good that makes that film any slightly personally good. The dance scene with Matt Smith in it, where he gets he's like He's a wee cripple all the way through the film, and he becomes a fucking like vampire, and he's all like dancing around the mirror, and he fucking loves himself. Great scene. The end bit, zero sense. Because if you look at Tom Holland's film with the multiverse and they all come through, the idea is that everyone goes to the universe where they know Tom Holland is Spider-Man, right? They all get sent back.
Yeah.
Yet, for some reason, the guy who plays Vulture magically, for some stupid reason, gets sent to the Morbius universe. And then
The
we're
guy
like,
who plays
oh,
Vulture is
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
who's dead in
Oh,
the
he's
canon.
Oh, right, okay.
And then, so, he just magically goes up to Morbius and it's like, oh, this is what Spider-Man's doing. And Morbius is like, yeah. Even though there's no Spider-Man in this man's universe, this man just agrees to this random guy who you've never met before and goes, Spider-Man's the fucking problem here. And now they're going after Spider-Man, who, one, doesn't exist in this universe, two, there's no reason for Michael Keaton to be there. Michael Keaton shows up in a prison cell and the government's like, we don't know who this man is. Okay, goodbye. And they just go. Also, he appears in his Vulture outfit, which isn't in this universe either. So you're telling me that unless Michael
Where
Keaton...
did he get?
Michael Keaton has just got released from prison in the universe where no one knows who the fucking that man is, has went away, created a Vulture outfit, called Morbius and told Morbius to meet him in the desert, and Morbius went, sure, this man knows what the fuck he's talking about. Met him, went, Spider-Man caused this, and Morbius went, sound.
Wait,
That's
So
what you're telling me.
saying is
I'm
more-
sure the character.
Sony or what the fuck they're called has gone, we like the idea of what Marvel's doing. We'll do it in our own universe. But we're just going to pretend
They're
like...
really just holding on
But
to
like,
those rights. aren't
Vulture-
they?
in
They've
the
grabbed the
in the-
balls of Spider-Man and went, we are not letting go. You can spider away all you want, but we're bringing you back somehow.
I'm sure though, the Vulture dies in Homecoming.
He
That's-
does.
No, he goes to jail.
I thought he died.
It's not a
No, he
spoiler.
dies.
Homecoming came out.
He
No, he
dies.
goes to jail because there's that scene at the
He
end.
doesn't
there's
die.
the, there's the end
People
scene
don't
credit.
die in
There's the
Marvel
end scene
films.
credit where he's in jail and some bald man goes up to him and goes,
Oh, the fucking guy.
yeah, the who
Michael
again?
Keaton.
No, there's a
the
bald
bald
man.
guy. I can't. Kingpin.
No,
No.
it's some other bald man who goes up to him in
The
jail.
guy who played
and-
Batman.
Pulled him out.
right.
Yeah, just after Vulture crash landed, Spider-Man ran into all the debris and pulled him out alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
No,
he died.
there's an end scene
I was
credit.
sure he died.
There's an end scene credit, and he goes into. I know my shit. He goes into prison, and there's a prison, and he's in a queue in a prison cell in a line, and there's
Yeah.
a guy, and they're going to stab him, or so they're going to stab someone else, and this bald man like goes like, "Watch your back," and Vulture's like, "Okay."
Are you sure Kingpin wasn't?
No,
that
because
wasn't
Kingpin didn't show up until Hawkeye, because they brought him back,
Yeah.
and he was a pussy in that
And
as
they
well.
died in it.
They took him from Daredevil,
He got
who's
his
this
ass
big
kicked.
fucking massive bastard who can like kick the shit out of anyone, and he comes as Hawkeye, and he just gets the shit kicked up. He gets stabbed, or he gets like shot in the
He
chest
gets
with an arrow.
blown up.
He's wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt, right? The man doesn't make any sense, and
Did
he just
you not know
and
that
then
the Hawaiian shirt is superior to Kevlar in terms of armor?
yes,
Yeah.
it's an absolute like fucking
You're
bomb.
completely impervious
bombs
to all
disposal
forms
men
of
just
weaponry
wear
when you're wearing a Hawaiian,
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirts. And then he gets like, it goes off and there's these blind daughter thing, shoots him off screen, so you know he's not dead because it didn't happen on camera.
And you know who else you know isn't not dead?
Who?
Speckles.
Speckles
Yeah,
isn't
I
fucking
thought
dead.
he,
know
because
he,
he
he was
isn't
good. He was
dead.
gonna fucking
Because
do
in
that.
G-Force, which is what we're here to
Unless
talk
you
about,
see the fucking body, they're not dead.
he gets thrown into a garbage disposal truck in a plastic bag.
Ben Laurie.
Bin lorry.
Same.
I was making it accessible to our non-American listeners.
No,
Um,
our American listeners.
We might have some.
Yes.
But
Okay.
he gets
I
thrown in
thought
there.
we were gonna shout. Are we gonna?
American
Shout out.
timeline.
Another. Okay.
We'll shout out American timelines. Joe
Listen
and Amy.
to Joe and Amy from American Timelines, History from Jerks. Their other podcast, Joe's other podcast, Nerd School, where they talk about all things Marvel as we've
Yeah,
just
you,
done.
you'd be great.
And
I'd go on that,
Get
yeah.
Kieran on.
And I'll
and
make
he
sure
can
to
talk
talk
about
rant for an hour.
Morbius.
And we're me and Daniel are planning a little thing with their Gruff and Loud, with Steve and Joe. We'll have a little thing on YouTube at some point, whenever that happens.
Yeah, well, we're working through some time issues because
Yeah.
I mean they are we're quite a whiles away from
Everyone's
them.
got their schedules,
Yeah.
and we're trying to figure it out. But you'll see us with Joe and Steve at some point. But yeah,
And
American
Nathan and I
timelines.
have been on American timelines multiple times.
Yeah,
and-
if you look past the American timelines history, you'll see us in Scottish timelines. But Speckles,
The mole,
The mole,
the speckle
Nic
nosed,
Cage,
no, the
he gets
star-nosed mole, star-nosed.
the-
Wait, I've got a couple of questions that popped up. Why the fuck would the feds be opposed to G-Force? Because
Just speaking guinea pigs.
Because
I
they
mean,
were just overly
America-
dismissive. Of,
America
Did you
being
just
the
ask a question and then answer it?
no, but
Yeah.
I'm expanding on the question because with America being the big old capitalist thing it is, they surely don't have to pay guinea pigs, so it's effectively free labour that they're
Because it's
you make
it's,
a good point.
No, but it's insulting to the FBI. It's like, oh, we need animals to do our work.
Yeah, but the
Have you
fucking perfect
seen-
covert ops.
Have
it.
you
Didn't the
seen-
Russians or Germans use dolphins for a while, or was it Chinese or something? They put like things on dolphins and made them go swim to like subs and then blow them up.
Animals have always been used.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at carrier pigeons, the war wouldn't have gone nearly as good as it.
Hundreds and possibly thousands.
German
of
shepherds having bombs strapped to them and being sent under tanks by the Nazis, but then they
It was
No, it
Right.
was the Russians
Was it
that
the
trained dogs to go under tanks.
but they
blow
trained them
up
to
with
go
the
under Russian
Russian
tanks.
tanks. So they went under fucking Russian tanks. Famous animals. One that finished his life at Edinburgh Zoo was Wojciech the bear, who was part of he carried ammunition, like fucking artillery shells for the Polish army. Animals are great because they're if you've got the time and the patience, they're easy to train. Someone at my work who's done time in prison, he was friends with a guy who he had a lot of time on his hands being in prison. He managed to train spiders. That was his thing, is that he trained.
Train them to
Spiders
do what?
trainable?
He figured out that if that you can train them to run to different places in the room, like because they stick in the dark. So theoretically, he could like train them to take like messages to people.
Sure. Yeah. You could like where they spin their webs. If you cut off where they spun their webs before, you could train them to, because they don't spin their webs where they've been cut off before. Like they learn them to spin them in different directions. Well, maybe. Yeah. We should get them on the podcast.
Yeah,
The
and
spider.
Not the spider.
Why, don't you think the spider has something to say?
And then
I fucking hated it, mate.
It's the first video podcast we do. It's got like video
then the
camera.
feds being opposed to this kind of led me to my theory about who Mr. Yanshu was before his identity was revealed. I thought it was Will Arnett because he was so insistent on shutting
thought there
down
was gonna
G-Force
be-
who were trying to.
America can't show the FBI to be doing any wrongdoing to a child audience.
Ah, yeah. Oh,
Like, because
See, I didn't even think of that.
thought that the FBI would be seen to be double crossing, like Will Arnett's group would be the ones who were the bad guys.
I just thought maybe Disney were acting in good faith.
No,
no, they still
They
want
can't
to.
show the youth of America that any of their institutions
Government
are
does.
doing anything wrong.
In fact, they believed it was Chinese because that's who they said Mr.
But it
Yanshu
wasn't.
was.
It was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, they
Nicolas
gave
Cage
the
is
they
the
gave
villain.
the villain an Asian name.
Yeah.
Look,
Fucking
it was
classic.
a mole that had past trauma that caused him maybe to make.
I was on the side of the mole. Like they're fucking exterminating
Fuck
moles.
yeah.
Why not exterminate
Well-
the humans?
Yeah, based on the idea that the moles are in fact as intelligent as people. Absolutely,
yeah.
fucking yeah, they're just people.
Wait, but this calls into the vegan argument that just because something isn't as intelligent as you, should we exterminate it on a mass level?
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say because they're less intelligent that means that it's okay to.
They're less worth.
I just mean because they're as intelligent, more so.
This is where
Why on
it's-
earth are they
this is
being
where
Did
it's-
anyone else really not fucking see that twist coming?
I didn't see
I'd
it.
seen the film
didn't see
before.
it.
I didn't know it was.
I was
I
like,
hadn't
oh,
seen it before, and I was
Speckles is
like-
coming back. Yeah, Speckles is coming
But I
back.
fucking
and
didn't expect him to come back as
As
a
the villain.
fucking villain.
I saw Speckles in the base. Right, okay, so as we haven't covered, the story of G-Force is that there was this FBI force called G-Force, as they call themselves, which is made up of
Run by
robots.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, Zach
Who's
Galifianakis who plays
who's a
who's
doctor
called
that
Ben.
I can't fucking remember.
Ben. And they're not on a mission, and their only way to prove themselves as an FBI force is to go on a mission.
If there's beer, can you get me beer as well?
I don't think there is a...
There's San Miguel you can have.
And they have to prove themselves as an FBI force so they don't get shut down and their funding taken away. And to do this, they have to infiltrate the base of Bill Nye.
Without a warrant.
Without a warrant.
Not the science guy.
Not the science guy, the Shaun of the Dead guy.
And the guy that's aboard the Dutchman.
Yes. Davy Jones. He is planning to take over the world with the help of Mr. Yanshu, who is Speckles the Mole, who is a part of G-Force, who is Nicolas Cage, and that's why we're talking about this film, because Nicolas Cage is in it, and we didn't know that, because we didn't recognise Nicolas Cage.
So
as
good
playing the
fucking
Mole.
job, Nicky boy.
Yes.
Good job. I think that's the ultimate praise for an actor, is that you don't
Recognise who it
you
is.
don't know it's there.
Yeah, even by voice, even though they're... And to be fair, I didn't recognise Sam Rockwell. It was a lot of these actors. Steve Buscemi's in it as well.
Because I recognised him instantly because Steve Buscemi's got such a
I didn't notice it
recognisable voice.
until I heard
And I
until
was
the
like, of
credits
course
came
he's a
up.
fucking hamster.
Yeah.
Because hamsters are little fucking...
Well, fucking ruin, fucking
Yeah.
shit, fucking shit.
Yeah. Nugget, if you're in
If you're Dundee.
Nugget, if you're in hamster heaven right now, I've still not forgiven you for fucking biting my finger, and you've led me into a life of not liking rodents. I had a hamster. when I was
Daniel's
young.
on a little bit of introspection.
I think we're talking about the movie for a second. I was like, who the fuck's
I
a
thought
nugget?
so.
No, Nugget was my ham.
I got
my
bitten by a
hamster.
guinea pig once. I was in a pet shop in where was Anstruther, and
No wonder you got bitten. I bet they went to
I
waste.
put my finger in a guinea pig page, and the guinea pig bit me on the finger on the end. And I was a kid, but I had this like sort of bomber style leather jacket, and I put my finger in there, and it just pooled up with blood. It was just blood pooling up in the pocket of my jacket.
But after seeing this film, I kind of really want a guinea pig now.
They seem cute.
Yeah, they seem fucking great. and
Not
I
only
kind
because
of want
it's
to train
Sam
them to be
Rockwell.
covert ops.
Sam Rockwell, who is a fantastic actor outside of this film, so one of my favourite actors, fucking 3 Billboards. He always plays the fucking dickhead, and he's fantastic at it. In 3 Billboards, in Green Mile,
Seven Psychopaths.
He's fantastic.
Way back.
Way back, Moon. He's great in Moon, which may be a bit dated in its concept, but is great. He's great in it. Sam Rockwell is fantastic. He does a music video for someone, but he's great in it.
Jon
yeah.
Favreau was in it as well.
Yeah, he plays the
fat one.
the fat one, and the
Yeah.
fat one,
Yeah.
as they're typecasted.
Oh, the fat guinea pig.
The one that just likes to eat, and then he proves himself to be just as
Because
good
he
as the other
sacrifices
ones.
himself.
Yeah, that
He redeems himself.
the bit that didn't really make sense to me, until they moved out of it very quickly, was when the guinea pigs up until this point believed that they were genetically made to be
Yeah.
superior guinea pigs, but it turns out they were just normal guinea pigs, and I thought that's a fucking great thing because it just shows that they're completely
normal.
ordinary,
Yeah.
but they're still able to do these amazing things, and I thought that, and they figured that out really really quickly, which I'm glad they did, and didn't have them sort of moping about for fucking ages.
My only quarrel with this film is when they get to Nicolas Cage's character at the end, and they're like, But so what the fuck's his name? Zach Galifianakis is like
Ben.
he raised you and this is your family, and he's like, oh no, I shouldn't do this
What have I
anymore.
done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens so quickly. The
Yeah,
man
but it's
is
also-
trying to kill the planet, and then next minute goes, fuck it, Zach Galifianakis is my dad. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do this anymore.
It's
I
not
wish
like
he'd
my
still-
family
I-
got massacred in
Yeah.
some sort of fucking cull.
I wish he'd still killed everyone, but just spared Zach Galifianakis.
And it had been this apocalypse.
I
at
think
the
it
end
would have
of the
made more
film.
sense to the character arc that he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
He should have still ended up in jail
Because
or
then
something.
they do this
Mole
like
jail.
little one shot at the
box.
end where they go back to it and he's like taking all the control chips out of all
Yeah.
this equipment that Bill Nye's been selling. And thank you very much, John. And he's like, oh, only 30,000 left to go. Oh, I hope that G-Force takes me back at the end of it. John, you didn't put ice in this.
I know. It's so warm. It's so warm. I didn't want to say anything.
Anyway,
Thank you.
thank you for the warm drinks, John.
Beer. No, I'm not going to say the. I nearly said the brand.
No, the
Yeah.
beer's for John, isn't it?
No, the beer's for
I wanted a
him.
beer.
He just wants him to catch up.
Kieran offered some
Because
as well,
I
but
just
it didn't exist.
like just listening to Kieran. I just kind of want to be on your level.
John,
Yeah.
do you have any last thoughts on the film?
Wait, we've not done my skipping over my segment.
Fuck your segment.
No, we
John's
need to.
not been here for fucking 10 minutes. He can say something.
I quite liked when the mole built the kaiju.
That was good. At the very end.
The final
It was
boss
good
battle.
CGI for 2009. That was good
To a limited
CGI.
extent, I think
Yeah.
they did better because
Ice,
they.
please.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting. Everything was good for CGI wise until the moment that the fucking robot thing that he builds is falling to the ground, and then it's slightly cheapened out. It's only a couple of seconds, but you can see that the dirt isn't dirt anymore, and it's just like clearly a computerized thing. The robot turns into this, going from Transformers level like stuff to where it looks real to a little computer generated program. And it's only for a couple of seconds, so it's like it's very not noticeable, but I noticed it.
You noticed
and it really
so
bugged
someone
me.
else will notice.
Yeah, someone else noticed it.
I didn't actually pay attention to any of the CGI in this.
I just
the
kind
big
of.
robot at the end, I thought it was good.
I just
was
kinda
like,
No,
Yeah,
I
intro
kind of
CGI.
sort. No, but I kind of sort of zoned out and didn't sort of think analytically about it. So I was just. I think I was probably just enjoying the.
That's the best way to avoid the uncanny valley, anyway.
Yeah, I thought
Joffrey
maybe
Grey.
I would have noticed. Noticed.
A
the-
suspension of visual disbelief.
As you were saying,
Uh,
the kaiju.
I liked that there was a big robot, but the big robot wasn't that great.
He brought down meteors. That was
A-
great.
Anyone can do that.
He made,
The mole was
killer
like,
he made
"This
killer
isn't
coffee
right."
makers, man.
That was fucking a brilliant moment. The mole's like, this isn't quite
Also,
right.
I
and then
actually-
he brought down fucking meteors.
Yeah, I get it. It was pretty cool. It was pretty. There was spectacle. To a degree. Anyway. I just felt like, what quality control department, right? It was like, all of these appliances seem to have robot arms and legs.
1,000 arms, 1,000 legs. Every one of these. Every one. All the coffee machines and the fucking the telephones. Bill Nye's company seemed to distribute to every fucking form of electronic
Corner of the
device.
world.
Yeah. They owned everything. It was a monopoly. As Disney are monopolizing the film industry. And with that,
Good night.
we
We
shall
move
say.
on to my segment.
Well, I was going to say good night.
It was it's
We were
it's
gonna-
very short. I've only got
We
two.
were going to skip
Um,
your segment.
But before that, I just wanted to point
I
out
didn't test
one.
off the target audience.
I know we've not done like any goofs or gaffs or any of the things, but there was.
Here's Kieran with fistfuls
There
of
was-
ice.
Oh
Thank you.
yay! Thank you. But there was a glaring error in it that I actually had to do some maths for. So it's the bit when they're realizing that they're not just ordinary guinea pigs and that they are able to achieve amazing things. Cuts to Penelope Cruz's character when they're like, "You spent hours in that simulator," and she said 200,000. So 200,000 hours, I figured out, is 22 years. and
Guinea
guinea
pigs.
How
pigs
long
live.
is it? Yeah.
Guinea pigs live between 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So
Is that in
it's just,
is that in captivity or in the wild?
Or is that in
That's
human
just-
years or
no? That's
guinea
our
pig years?
Yes.
That's our years. They live between 4 to 8 years. So
Penelope
yeah,
Cruz's character sadly dies right after the film was
During the film.
Yeah.
of old age? Even
uh,
though
and yeah, there wasn't
Morgan's
that.
Tracy Morgan's after.
There wasn't that many Cage-isms really.
Yes.
No.
No.
Nudes and also
I'll drive all of humanity underground.
just the,
Okay,
the-
that
the-
was-
I know so much so
I know, that was
Schwarzenegger.
already. But you know what? I can't get the cage in it.
yeah, but it was when they realised it was him and they were sort of trying to fight back and they said, "Oh, but you're gonna kill everyone." He was like, "Yeah, that's kind of the point." I thought that was really funny. And the next one was in the credits scene. It's when he's sitting underground. He says, "I'm a mole. I got a thing for worms." and he slurps it
credits.
up like some.
That was in the intro.
Slurps it up like some spagooter. Or was it in the intro? as
Yeah,
well?
it was in
Okay.
like the first 10
So
minutes.
they've just showed another, but yeah, it's twice. And also, my last thoughts on the film is that I know it's a kids' film, but did they have to use fucking Black Eyed Peas for every single
To
the
fucking
night.
song?
So
The music
many
choice
mid 2000s
I
hits
wanna
in this.
feel,
Yeah.
I got a feeling.
Yeah.
They used the same song fucking twice.
And as tonight has been
Kids
a
are
good
idiots,
night,
but they're not that stupid.
we hope you have a good night. Thank you for joining us on Nicolas Cage International Treasure. We will see you next week for Someone Buffer for 30 seconds.
I don't even know if we know the second and fourth movie.
Keep buffering.
Oh, we're gonna
Keep buffering.
Anyone able to do like a really good impression?
Join
of,
us
like,
next
a
week.
Windows like an old dial-up sound that we could have done?
No,
go with. That'll hurt you.
it turns out the Windows dial-up sound is extremely complicated auditory.
And you know what else?
I'm
is
interested to hear. Is there anyone that's listening to this that never heard to dial up?
You know what else is
I mean, I do.
complicated? Nick Cage's next film, The Ant Bully.
Oh,
Wait,
fuck.
oh,
Next week for The Ant Bully.
No.
Rat and Chance really
Goodbye.
fucked us.
Take care. Good night.
Nicolas Cage is an international treasure of ours, yeah? Oh, Nicolas Cage.
At least 4 Prats.